So the topic for today is how to use your personal year energy. And since we all know each other, I'm going to go to the next slide. And so that's a summary of what I wanted to talk about today. So it's a personal cycle or personal cycles, because we have 9-year cycles in numerology. And then we will talk about personal year number and how to calculate that number. Then we will talk about how to interpret it, this personal year number, and what does it mean if you have year number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. So there can be only 9 years. And how to identify significant years, and that's going to be towards the end. So these are some years that are maybe very significant because they help you to achieve your life purpose, or because they're good for beginnings and endings of some projects that last for a long time. So let's look at why it's important to look at personal year number. So my understanding from numerology right now is that personal year number, all numerologists agree that this number is really visible, or you can really feel it, feel its effect on you, because it's one of the most pronounced effects. We can really distinguish one year from the next based on that vibration. And it helps to understand where we are and where we are going next, and also helps us to make decisions better, because if we know if one year is good for starting something new, then it confirms what we already feel. Intuitively, we all feel this. So I believe that we all feel it. It's just that if we also know about it, we can it can confirm our intuition, and it brings more clarity, helps with decisions, and just self-awareness in general. So I already mentioned that there are 9 years in a cycle. So in numerology, all our life is divided into these 9-year cycles. And we go through these cycles and evolve as a soul, learn different lessons that are consistent with the vibration of each year, and with our life purpose. Our life purpose is a vibration that works throughout our life consistently. But each year has a slightly different purpose, I mean, very different purpose, not slightly, but very different purpose. And in predictive numerology is what this is, so this is the area of numerology where they talk about personal numbers and life cycles. And I really like predictive numerology because, well, not to predict the future, but to understand the present, and also to understand where we are going to. So there are big personal cycles in predictive numerology. Today we are not going to discuss these cycles, but in general, in numerology, we also divide the entire life into 3 big periods with big personal cycles. And the first cycle is these formative years from birth to about 30 years old. And then the middle of life is the most fruitful period. The middle of life, so it's usually when the person is realizing what his or her talents are, and what his or her gifts are, and then they are fulfilling that life purpose, and then they reach the age of about 55, 57, and after that it's a conclusion of life, so it's a finishing, and again, still fulfilling life purpose, but taking it deeper. So these are personal periods of life. Today we are not going to talk about this, but we are going to talk about 9-year cycles. In the 9-year cycle, every year has its own energy or vibration. And this energy is the personal year number that we will talk about today. So we will calculate your personal year number. And this personal year will tell us what is the main purpose for this year for you. Usually a personal year starts from your birthday, from your last birthday, and goes until your next birthday, which it's important to know, because we start to feel the vibration of personal year around your birthday. Could be a little earlier or just around that date we will start feeling it. And then this shift happens around birthday, and then we enter the new year on birthday and goes until the next birthday. So let's look at how we can calculate your personal year number. So there are a couple of steps here. They are very simple. They are much simpler than any other calculations we did before. I think they are simpler. So for example, we'll start with this example, November 28, 1988. The first step is to write down this birthday or birth date. Write it down with with month, day, and year. And the second step is to write down the year when you had your last birthday. So if you already had your birthday this year, then you will write, 2016. And that's what I wrote for this person. 2016 was the year of last birthday. So then the next step is to reduce the day and month of birth. So we are only going to use this blue number and green number, the month and day of birth from the birth date. And we will reduce it to a single digit by adding up all numbers in the year and, in the day and in the month. So in this case, it's November, so we will add, it's 11th month, so we will add 1 plus 1. Here there is no master numbers, we will just add the numbers in the month, and we will get 2 here. And then 2 plus 8, 28 is the day of birth, so we will add 2 plus 8, so we get 10. Again, we need to get a number from 1 to 9, so we will add 1 plus 0, it's 1. So now we have this reduced numbers for both. Sometimes, so if your birthday is single digit, you will just take that number here. And also we need to add up the numbers of the year when you had your last birthday. So it's 2016, and it adds up to 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 6, that's 9. So now we are going to use these 3 numbers, what we got for the month, reduced number for the month of birth, reduced number for the day of birth, and for the last for the year of the last birthday. So it's 9. So we need to now, on the last step, we need to add up these 3 numbers. So in our example, that's 2 plus 1 plus 9. And we have 12. So we cannot take 12 because personal year number is a number from 1 to 9. So we will keep adding these numbers, 1 plus 2, and we get 3. So we add these numbers until we get a number from 1 to 9. And so we have 3 in this case. And so for this person with the date, with this date, November 28, 1988, for that person, it's 3rd year in the cycle, in the 9-year cycle. And that year, number 3, started on last birthday, which was in 2016, and it will go until the next birthday in the next year. So we will look at another example now. Okay, here is another example. That's my husband's birthday. So he has July 8. He was born on July 8, 1981. And his last birthday was in summer of 2016. So I have 2016. It still adds up to number 9. For month and day, in this case, we don't need to add anything. We just take 7 and 8. And this number for the last birthday is going to be still 9. So I'm going to add these 3 numbers, 7 plus 8 plus 9, and I get 15 plus 9, 24. 24 is too big for us, so we need a number from 1 to 9. So we add 2 plus 4. 2 plus 4 is a 6. So his number, his personal number, personal year number right now is 6. It's going to last until the next birthday. Okay. Then now we can practice, and if you have any questions when you practice calculating your personal year, let me know. I have my birthday here, so just as another example, I have July 21st, and again, for this birthday I reduced 29 by adding it up, and 29 adds up to 3. And then I add the 3 numbers, 7 plus 3 plus 9. So when you're ready, when you got your personal year number, you can type it in the chat so we can know that you got it. So I have a typo on this slide which says which says personal year is equal to 6, which is, of course, is just, it's not right. It's from the previous slide. It should be 1, because I added 3 numbers and got 10, and 1 plus 0 is 1. So this should be 1. Okay, did you get your numbers? You can either say them, or Tamara got 2. 3. Jeff, can you remind me your birthday? I have it, but not right now.
29, 1947.
29.
1947. So it just had
October, right?
Right.
1940. So we don't need the year, but we need to add 2 plus 9, so it's going to be 11. That then you reduce it one more time to 2. So you have 2 for the day and 1 for month, and then you have 2 plus 1 plus 9, because 9 is what 2016 ends up to. It's the year of the last birthday. So then you have what? You have 12. 1 plus 2 adds to 3. So it's 3.
Right.
Okay. And then that's 3. That was right. And Anastasia, I know that your number is 5. Okay. So now I'm going to briefly tell you how, what I think about the philosophy behind personal numbers and the cycle. So on the picture, if you look at this picture, you will see, I just found it online. It's a picture where we can see how the frog is being born from eggs, and then a little frog, and then it's fully grown. So the cycle starts when there is just a seed. Right, there is just only potential for the frog, and those seeds are here. They're eggs, and so when we are in the vibration of 1, we are focused. We are focused on becoming that frog now, and so we are using strength and all life force energy to express, right, to live, to survive, and to become this little frog. So for number 2, now there is one frog, and then there is another one. So number 2 is realizing, so now that's a being that realizes now that there are other beings around, and there are some differences between us. So 2 is really focused on looking at differences in variety among us. So there is a frog with legs, there is one without legs, so there's some differences, and 2 is completely focused on that on our diversity and how we are all unique and different. And it's focused on another person. It's not focused on itself so much yet. 3 actually is focusing on self-expression again, and already focusing on self-expression and sharing with others their uniqueness. So now it's just being fully creative and expressing who you are. We will actually talk about all these years more and all these numbers more. It's just I want to show you how it works quickly. And then 4, so here it's self-expression and just for the joy of sharing with everyone how great I am or how unique I am. And then 4 is consistently working with those qualities and talents that I have and putting some consistent effort and persevering so that we can jump up and maybe jump to this, jump outside of this river or whatever it is. So some effort is needed, and it's consistent effort to get some practical results. And 5 then, so when we put so much effort, when we reach certain results, we start to see results, and we are here now at 5. So 5 is the point of the highest growth in terms of practical results. And then here we will have a point where we will need to make a decision what to do next with this skills that we have developed, with the results. So 5 is usually a point of choice. And there is a change that happens in this year. If it's a personal year 5, usually there is a lot of change and the potential to take a leap, risk, and maybe go further to the next cycle and develop and grow in this direction or in this direction. There could be different directions, like a fork in direction. And then we go to 6, 7, 8, and 9. So I will stop here, but I will not go through 6, 7, and 8, and 9 because we will talk about them next. But it's important to remember that 5 is that opportunity to take another, it's like take a leap and take a higher path, or take a path in different directions. So it's a choice in direction in life. So I want to talk more about each of these numbers. So let's start with 1. We don't have anyone with personal year 1, but if you're actually, I have personal year 1 right now. Okay, we have someone. So this personal year 1 is a year of new beginnings and decisions, and being independent and being strong. Setting some long-term goals is important. So thinking about where am I going next? It is a year where it's important to be independent in terms of making these decisions, and also focus is helpful here too. And experimenting, trying new things. But this is a year where a lot of changes might happen, and it's natural for this year because it's a year of new beginnings. It will go easy, and it's an active year. Actually, that's what I wanted to tell you last time, but I forgot. All odd years are considered to be active vibrations or masculine vibrations. Odd numbers, and even numbers are considered to be more feminine and passive. So this is something that you can connect with and think about how if it fits in your experience. It takes a while to sense the vibration of a year or a day, but it's just something to keep in mind. Personal year number 2. So after this active and strong year, strong beginning, personal year 2 is going to be a quiet period of gestation, because for something to grow, we need energy. So 2 is going to save that energy. And for 2, what's important is cooperation and diplomacy and tact and really harmonious relationships. It's also a year when you planted the seeds in year one and now waiting for them to grow. So it's usually this metaphor of a garden can be used as well. I use this frog, but we can also think about the plant that grows. So when we are in one, we have just only a seed. In two, it started to grow, and we are waiting for it waiting for sprouts to come out. We are waiting for the results, and saving energy becomes important. It's also a year of connection with other people, because when we start in anything, we are going to meet other people, share these ideas. So two is building connections as well, and cooperation with others is important here. But overall, year number 2 is slower and quieter, milder, or in vibration it's more feminine than year number 1. So it's okay for this to be a slower year, because next we have year number 3. And year number 3 is really, now we have a plant that already, we have the results, we can see the results, and it's growth. It's a period of growth, period of expressing yourself, telling or talking openly about what you believe deeply inside, so speaking your truth, and just enjoying. It's a very happy period of time too, because we are now celebrating something new, celebrating new understanding or new projects, some new connections that we built in year 2. So it's fruitful and joyful year where we can have different interests, some travel or expanding interest in some way, new opportunities come. So you can see with this joyful and pleasant energy of 3, we can be distracted, because you can have different interests, and sometimes it's hard to choose because you like one and the other, and many interests. So focus is important here, just because to really see these results and see how they develop next, we would need to have concentration in this year, or at least some concentration, because overall it's really joyful, happy year. It's also sometimes called in numerology the year of receiving gifts, and it's only a year of receiving gifts because if we started something, if we're going in the right direction, if we worked hard in year 1, worked hard in terms of just following what you want and starting something new, and then in year 2 we waited for it to grow, year 3 is logically becomes a year of rewards and results. So it feels like, okay, we got a confirmation that we are on the right path and we are going forward now. So that's why sometimes in numerology, it's people say that it's the year of, you might receive a surprise or an unusual gift from the universe, but this is of course just the result of what we've been doing. If we are on the right track, we will see this surprising results, which will not be so surprising. So let's look at number 4. So we don't have anyone with number 4, but 4 is a year of really looking at, it's really, how should I say it, hard-working year, or a year of putting effort consistently. And so this year is about developing consistency, commitment, and persevering when you already know what your interests are. In year 3, we determined, we picked from this many interests something that we are going seriously towards, or maybe we can choose 2 interests, or at least some limited number. And then in year number 4, we are developing that further, and that's really a year for practical work and seeing the results, focusing on the results, focusing on the physical aspects of life too, like working on home improvement or physical health, improving physical health is just a good year for that, for everything physical. because number 4, because this is a number of physical body and physical plane of existence. So here we are building connections and making commitments to what we have chosen, and also developing relationships fits too. It fits here too, because for any relationship to grow, we need to put some consistent commitment and consistent effort. So it's a gradual, steady process to a goal or several goals. It's also a year of results again, so results are continue to come, physical and practical results. And then year number 5 is a very active year, because then our results have fully bloomed, and we have seen these results. Now we can take them to the next level. So it's a year of change, and opportunities for changes will come. It's a great year if it's a business, somebody is running a business. It's a great year to communicate what you're offering or what your product is and promote it. Because now it's a time to take it to the next level and maybe expand. It could be, so it's not starting something completely new, but 5 is another year where we can start something. Other years, no, not if it's not 1 or 5, it's hard to start something completely new. But year number 5, it offers this opportunity to start something new. But it can be like a continuation, but diversification from what we just, so some kind of modified goal. So if we got to 4, we have seen results, now we know how it works, maybe we want to make some modification to what we are doing, and that will start growing again. So it's a chance to start something new. So there will be points where we will need to make decisions where we want to go next. And overall, it's a year where there will be a lot of opportunities. Again, focus is important. So it's somewhat similar to 3, because there are many interests and many opportunities. So we need to focus on where we are going and make decisions and act quickly. So it's a year where a lot can change and a lot can grow. Okay, if you have any questions, you can ask. If no, I'm going to continue if there is no questions. Okay, then year 6 comes, and year 6, now we have reached some fruition, a lot of fruition actually, and now it's a time for nurturing our environment and nurturing those results. So it's a good year for home improvement, and also taking care of our home, taking care of our relatives and business. So in every book of numerology, just going to say that in year number 6, you need to take care of your relatives, and different opportunities come up to take care of your relatives. So it doesn't have to be just relatives, but taking care of close people in your life is one of the priorities. But then, because people sense that nurturing energy from you, if you are in year 6, it's important also not to take too many responsibilities. Only take responsibilities that you feel like you can handle, taking care of yourself at the same time and not neglecting yourself. So yeah, balance is good in this. And balance is also a keyword for 6, balance and harmony. So here it's a balance of responsibilities and giving and receiving. And it's a very loving and harmonious year to create this harmonious environment everywhere, at home and at work, everywhere. And so it's improving everything and perfecting it further, whatever we started. Then year number 7 comes, and then that's a very quiet or more quiet year. It's a year for reflection. So now we can look back and reflect on what we were doing before. It's a slower vibration. We can look at what we already did and also look at it from the point of view of our life purpose and see if we are going in the right direction or not. So it's a good year for taking some time to reflect and making that time, actually creating that time to sit down and think and even journal and think about what you were doing. It's also a good year for learning something new. Learning and studying is very consistent with number 7. So reading can be good, acquiring a new skill. But it's not a year for starting something new, really completely new. It's a year for reflection, and if any changes are necessary now, we are in year 7, so we only have 2 years left until the end. So this is a time. That's why it's a time for reviewing what we did, and maybe if the changes are necessary, they can be made in the last 2 years. It's a good year for spiritual work and focusing on spiritual practice more than in another year. It's just very conducive to that. So I also didn't mention that year number 5, if you look at where it is, it's we passed 4 years and 4 years left, so it's just the middle. That's why it's also a point where we can make another choice. And there is still 4 years. We can still change our direction if we need to adjust. That's why it's a year of opportunities and change. Now, of course, we are talking about numerology. When I'm talking about it, it's in an ideal sense, somebody would be in tune with these vibrations and they would follow naturally and this energy. But many people don't, and many people don't choose what is consistent with their life purpose. So then year number 5 can be a year where they realize something that, okay, now I need to make these changes, and they can do it in this year. Another year like this is like a last call is year number 8, because year number 8 is in year number 8, we can make a lot of changes in a short amount of time. If we are going in the right direction, we will see the results here. So 8 is a year where we will see results of our actions and our choices, regardless of what they were. If we made the right choices, the results will be rewarding, and we will feel that reward, recognition in some way. But if we didn't make the right choices, we will also see it, because then we will not see any, we will see negative, we will see some results that if it's a business, this is a year where you can gain a lot or you can lose a lot. It depends on what choices you made. So it's like a checkpoint. We can see from the results in our life what happened. So that's also true for people who have 8 as their life path number. They immediately see the results of their actions and choices just in front of them. If the results are not good, that just means that they made some compromise and they didn't, so just wrong decisions. So 8 is a year to take everything in the right order and taking care of all the loose ends, taking charge of your life. And it's possible to save a situation in this year, because 8 is it gives a lot of energy to a person. So that's why I said it's a last call or last opportunity to change a situation. So there will be a lot of energy. If you want to change the direction, we can still do it in year number 8. It's not that easy to completely change your life like this, or completely change the direction, but it's possible. This is one of the years where we have so much energy that we can take a different turn. And financial rewards will come. Financial rewards come easily in year number 8, only if you make the right choice and we continue going in the right direction. Okay, and then we come to year number 9, which is the year of endings. So it's finishing the cycle, and it's a year of really, it seems like a lot of things are happening at the same time, because we are ending. At the same time, we are already preparing for the next cycle. So it's a year of transition. We are kind of in between, finishing everything, and then preparing for the next cycle. We can be ready in this year to let go of things that are not working. So it could be relationships that are not working, or if something is not working in what we are doing in our work or in our personal life, then we need to let it go and not hold for it, because 9 years is a long period of time, and we might get used, of course we get used to things, we get used to people, but in year number 9 it's time to let go of everything that is not working anymore. We see more results, of course, in this year, and these results are like finish, so it's like results that show us that we have reached the point where now we are approaching the end of a cycle. It doesn't mean that we will stop doing what we were doing, but we have reached a logical conclusion and reached some level, and then we can make a decision where to go next in the next first year. So during year 9, we receive a lot of inspiration and ideas what to do next. So it's important to take these ideas and take them with positive expectations, because we might think that this is crazy idea, or I'm not supposed to do this, but if we know that this is year 9 and we are preparing to start something new, then we can also embrace this inspiring, or these ideas that come from spirit, from higher realms. So we are more open to receiving these ideas, and 9 is actually that vibration of being open to receiving insights. And so we are looking forward with optimism, and we also are more wise now, because we have reached that point. We gained a lot of experience during the previous 8 years, and we can look back. Also, it's a good year for reflection, like year number 7. But here, the point of reflection is not to change something anymore, but not to change it in the short term, but to change it in the long term. So reflecting and thinking where I'm going to go next, and what did I learn from these 9 years. So I just finished. I want to share a personal experience about year 9. I just finished year 9 in July, and this was for me a year that was one of the significant years. So I want to show you how to calculate, or how to figure out which year is significant. So significant years, I mentioned them in this third bullet point. So the first 2 are just years where you can begin something, and it's going to go really naturally. It's year 1, or if you haven't started something important in the first year in the cycle, then you can start it in the 5th year. It also is possible to start something in year 5. There are 2 years that are just natural for starting something completely new. And for endings, of course, this year 9. So now I'm coming to the significant years. So we have years that will be the same, that will coincide with the vibration of your life path. So life path, I remember your life path for Jeff, number 6. So here, because we only have numbers from 1 to 9, we will look at numbers at your life path number, that is the resulting number. For example, for Jeff, it's 6. And for Tamara, number 7, right?
Yes.
So 7 and 6. And for me, my life path is 9. So when you have, let's start with you. When you have year number, personal year number 6 for Jeff and 7 for Tamara, those years will be extremely important because they are like, they are supporting the energy of your life purpose or life path. So they are supporting you in realizing and fulfilling your life purpose. So in these years, it happens anyway if a person knows about it or not. But if you know about it, you will know exactly that there will be some events that are significant. There will be some realizations that are, it's almost like life is pushing you towards something to fulfill your life purpose. And it might be difficult to explain these events if you don't know that this is actually a year that is helping me with my life purpose. So it's interesting to look at what happened in those years or what will happen in the future in these years that are the same as your life purpose or life path. So for me, I want to share what happened around my birthday. So it was very unusual, and I didn't calculate throughout my life, will I ever have this experience again, when it's 9th year in my personal cycle that coincides with my life purpose. And also 2016 is the year that adds up to 9, which is some extra, it's not so significant, but it definitely will also be somehow different. So, but the key here is to just find the years that are the same with your life path number. So when I had around the time of my birthday, I knew that I'm in the 9th year and I'm finishing something. So I was journaling and I was thinking about the future. What do I want to start in the next year number 1? So I was reflecting. I was prepared for this, but I wasn't prepared for the experience that happened after my birthday, because right after my birthday, I had a period of maybe like 3 or 4 weeks where everything was like erased from my mind. Like I didn't remember what I wanted to start. I thought like I'm losing my mind or did I forget everything? So I didn't have a desire to do anything for a period of time. It was like a period of erasing everything and downloading something new. I physically felt like something is getting erased and new information comes in. Also, all of my computers, hard drives got crashed, and in the office and my home computer, hard drives crashed. I lost all the data. I didn't back it up. So it was very symbolic, but the data is not the problem. I had all important documents that I needed, but it was just a symbol of erasing your hard drive. So for me, that was number 9. That was playing out like this and just finishing. You need to finish everything. So because it was a significant year, it was intensified, and that's how it worked. So that's something interesting I wanted to share with you. So we are almost at the end. I want to see if you have any questions.
I have a question.
Yeah.
If my year, personal year is 3 right now, does that mean next year it'll be a 4?
Yeah.
Okay, so it goes on sequentially.
Yeah, it goes sequentially. So the next year will be 4 for all of us. And it starts on your birthday. So this year number 3 will go until October 29th next year.
Right.
Also, it's not like it's sharply changing on the day of our birthday, but we're preparing for it. So some of this 4 vibration is more practical. It might start to work a little earlier than October 29th. So there is some overlap between the 2 years. We're just using one day as a cut-off point. And there are numerologists, there are books that will calculate personal years from January so from January 1st, but it's not, I mean, I don't feel, based on my experience, it's around your birthday when it changes. And I got this book, which is actually, I wanted to show you this book. It's one of these books from the series, The Complete Idiot's Guide to Numerology. But in case of numerology, it's a good guide. It's not a complete, it's not like a very watered down version. It's a good level. And it has, I'm showing it to you because it has personal years and personal months. You can also calculate personal months. Since we have, I think we have some time. Do we? Yeah, we have 7 minutes. So I can tell you how you can find personal month. When you have personal year, it's easy to find your personal month vibration. So now, if you know your personal year, which is 3 for Jeff, and was it 2? 2. Yes, for Tamara. Was it 2?
Yes.
Yes. So 2 and 3. And so if you take your personal year and just add the number of the calendar month that is reduced to the numbers from 1 to 9. So for example, let's calculate it for December. December is 12th month, so it has 2 digits, and we add 1 and 2 together, and it's 3. So for these calculations, we need a 1-digit number. So for example, for Jeff, 3 plus 3 will give 6. So December has a 6 vibration. 2 plus 3 will be 5. So for Tamara, it's a vibration of 5 for that month. So that shows that, okay, during the year, we will also go through a cycle of these numbers. So for Tamara, it's the number 5 of decisions and choices and change, potentials for change. And travel can be involved. 5 is really expanding yourself to a new perspective. 5 is a number of freedom and expansion and challenging your current status quo. And 6 for Jeff, actually this is a very significant month for Jeff because it corresponds to the life purpose. So we can find significant years and significant months. So this year is very is helpful. It's helping Jeff to be consistent with life purpose, the nurturing vibration of 6, and this vibration of unconditional love that comes with 33, specifically 33-6. So because it comes from 3 plus 3, yeah. So Anastasia, you're back home. Okay, so for you, your life, what is it? Your personal year is 5, right? So we were looking at personal month. You can take personal year and add the number of current month. So December is 12th month. 1 plus 2 is 3. So 5 plus 3 is 8. You're in the 8th vibration now, which we talked about here. So it's really important to make any changes and also look at the results. If you see good results right now, it means you're going in the right direction. So what else I wanted to show you? Practice interpreting. So it's good to practice with this, of course, and start noticing these changes like I did for year number 9. I was just observing it, and I'm still thinking about how could that be that both hard drives were wiped off when I had the year of endings and preparing for new beginnings. And you can calculate where is your next significant year. So that's going to happen in a few years for Tamara and Jeff. That's going to both your significant years will happen in a few years. And for you, So significant year is the year that has the same vibration as your life path. And for you, it's 2. So 11, it adds up to 2. So if it's 5 for you, it will take a while until you will have your significant number, but you can reflect on what happened 3 years before when you were in the year with the vibration 2. It was, I cannot hear you, probably because I muted you. Unmute. Okay, I can hear you. No, no, your volume is not on. Hello? Okay, you cannot say anything. Your volume doesn't work. So you can look back at your whenever, so it was 2013, your birthday in 2013, around that time. That was 2013 to 2014. That was your significant year with the same energy.
Tanya, this is why sometimes you can put so much effort into something and you're just feel like you're swimming against the current instead of going with the tide, so to speak.
Exactly.
Wear yourself out, but the time is not right.
Yes, and also, for example, if we take year number 7, people especially here in the US, people are used to being so fast and quick and producing a lot of results, but 7 is a year for resting. So when they do it, they can have, people can see more injuries because, or physically exhausted and mentally exhausted, because this is not a year for really, really active actions. And so this way as well, it's like if we are pushing against the stream, we can just hurt ourselves sometimes. And with each year, there is some unique quality that it has. Also with 2, in year number 2, if somebody is not cooperating with others and wants to push, like in year 1, continue to push, because in year 1 we can get a lot of results, but if we continue doing the same in this year 2, then there will be some conflicts. So it will seem like people are against us now or the world is against me. But if I understand that this is just a year like this, it's more gentle, and we don't need to push that year. We're just waiting for the seeds to come up this year. So year 2 is a slower year just by nature. It takes some practice feeling it, so you can practice it and see how it works for you. I'm curious to see how it works for anyone. If you have any examples that can be helpful for me as well. I'm learning myself too. So I'm in year 1 right now, so I will have a chance to start observing it from the beginning. And I also noticed as we go with life, like as we get older, these cycles work, they become more and more pronounced. Like we can really feel like you cannot go upstream anymore, or you cannot you cannot swim upstream anymore, because as we get older, all of our lessons, and in numerology we can also study this cycles that happen within life, like 3 personal cycles, and there are more cycles that shows the main challenges, and if they all accumulate throughout life. So it's interesting. It's almost like, okay, if somebody is living their life and not focusing on anything, just living, we can say unconsciously or on autopilot, just automatically living, then it would be difficult to live. Life becomes more difficult. It's like a burden that is still unresolved. So eventually that pushes people. So that's why we say that sometimes we need to go through difficulties to realize it. We actually don't need it, but it happens like this in practice.
Are you going to share your slides again?
Yeah, I'm going to do the same and send the slides to all of us.
Okay, good.
All of you.
I missed the first two personal years.
It helps a lot to go back and double check. And I would like to look, I've had some years where it just looked like the bottom fell out of the world, you know. It was more than just hard drives crashing. I'd like to go back and calibrate those years and see what was, you know, going on by numerology. I think that would be a lot of self-knowledge and self-help.
Yeah, and you have now year number 2. So it's important to see those years that correspond to life purpose, also with the foundation number that you bring in. So the years that correspond with life purpose push us or help us to fulfill life purpose, and the years that correspond with foundation number, they're showing us what we are good at, what our talents are. So these are also helpful.
That was fun.
Thank you. Thank you for spending this hour on Friday with me. I really appreciate your time together, and it's also an opportunity for me to talk about this. So thank you.
Thank you, Igran. Thank you.
Thank you.
Go.